Hello everyone, I am Professor A.T. Kunte from Civil Engineering Department, ICM College, Aurangabad. In previous lecture, we have solved the two problems. One is for symmetrical section and one is for unsymmetrical section, I section. In unsymmetrical I section, case 1 we have already seen in previous lecture. Today we will see case 2, that is pre-stress plus self-weight plus live load. In this problem, case 2 is given. Now calculate stress due to live load, that is at top, that is ml upon zt. We calculate this already in previous lecture. ml is 16, live load that is 16 into 10 raised power of 6 divided by zt. Section modulus at top fiber, that is 4.85 into 10 raised power 6. If we calculate this, we got 3.29 Newton per meter square. It is stress due to live load at top. Now stress due to live load at bottom, that is minus ml upon zv, is equals to minus 16 into 10 raised power 6 divided by 3.10 into 10 raised power of 6. If we calculate this, we got stress due to live load at bottom, that is minus 5.16 Newton per meter square. Note that stresses due to self-weight and pre-stress remain same because eta is not given in this problem. In working stress, that is resultant stress is equal to pre-stress, stress due to pre-stressing force plus stress due to eccentricity plus stress due to self-weight plus stress due to live load. In previous lecture, we solved this stress due to pre-stressing force, also stress due to eccentricity, also stress due to self-weight. Now we calculate stress due to live load. Addition of these four stresses, we got resultant stress, that is equals to first stress due to pre-stressing force at top, that is 2.15, minus stress due to eccentricity, that is minus 4, plus stress due to self-weight, that is 1.83, and last one is stress due to live load at top, that is 3.29. We got the resultant stress at top, that is 3.29 Newton per mm square. Positive compression. Now resultant stress at bottom is equals to addition of these four stresses, that is stress due to pre-stressing force plus stress due to eccentricity minus stress due to self-weight of the beam minus stress due to live load, that is minus 5.16. If we calculate this, we got resultant stress at bottom, that is 0.37 Newton per meter square. It is positive, it is in compression in nature. In pre-stress concrete, the whole section is in compression. That's why no cracks are developed in pre-stress concrete. Now draw this diagram. Finally, this is the I section. This is the cross section, stress due to pre-stressing force. This is stress due to eccentricity. This is stress due to self-weight, stress due to live load. Addition of these four, that is equals to resultant stress 3.27 at top and 0.37 at bottom. Whole section is in compression. This is the second problem is over. Now the third problem, it is also for unsymmetrical section, unsymmetrical I section. First of all, read the problem carefully. That is, a pre-stress concrete beam of span 15 meter carries UDL of 10 kN per meter exclusive of self-weight over an entire span. A cross section of beam is unsymmetrical, that I section, having top flange 400 mm wide and 120 mm thick, bottom flange is 300 mm wide, 200 mm thick, and the web is 150 mm thick. Overall depth is 920 mm is given in the problem. The pre-stressing force is applied by 3 cables consisting of 15 wires, each of dia 5 mm. The initial stress is also given, that is 1000 Newton per mm square. The cables are 80 mm above the soffit. Find the stress at the midspan section. There are two cases are given in the problem, that is first is prestress plus self-weight and next case is prestress plus self-weight plus live load. First of all, read problem carefully and draw this diagram. This is unsymmetrical I section. In that, width of top flange is given, that is 400 mm, depth of top flange is 120 mm and width of bottom flange is given, that is 300 mm and 200 mm is the depth of the bottom flange is also given and width of the web is 150 mm is given. Now calculate width of the web. This is width of the web. It is calculated from overall depth of the I section, that is 920 minus depth of the top flange minus depth of the bottom flange. We got depth of the web, that is 600 mm and the cables are passing through 80 mm above the soffit, means above the soffit, means bottom of the soffit. 80 mm is the height. Now write the given data, that is span L equals to 15 meter is given, UDL is given, that is 10 kilonewton per meter. Cables, there are 3 cables, wires are 15 and each of dia is equals to 5 mm. Now first of all, prestressing force is not given in this problem, that's why calculate first prestressing force. P equals to, this is the formula to calculate prestressing force, P equals to initial stress plus cross sectional area of the cable. There are 3 cables are provided, 15 wires and each of dia 5 mm. First 15 wires into pi by 4 into d square is the area of the each wire. For 15 wires, it is for 15 into 5 pi by 4 into d square, that is 5 square. There are 3 cables, that's why multiplied by 3 and initial stress is given, that is 1000. If we calculate this, we got prestressing force equals to 883.57 into 10 raised to power of 3 Newton. Now calculate sectional properties. In that, first of all, y bar is equals to a1 y1 plus a2 y2 plus a3 y3 divided by a1 plus a2 plus a3. It is the formula to calculate y bar. Now, in this equation, we have to find a1 y1, a2 y2, a3 y3, a1, a2, a3. First of all, a1 means area of the top flange, that is width of the top flange into depth of the top flange, that is b into d. 400 into 120 is equals to 48000 mm square is the area of the top flange. A2, it is the area of the web, width of the web into depth of the web, that is 600 into 150. If we calculate this, we got 90,000 mm square. It A2, A3, that is area of the bottom flange, that is B into D, 300 mm into 200 mm depth is equals to 60,000 mm square. It is area of the bottom flange. Now calculate Y1. First, suppose the cable is passing through top flange. In that, first of all, 120 divided by 2 plus depth of the web, that is 600 plus depth of the bottom flange, that is 200 mm. We got Y1, that is 860 mm. Now Y2, if the cable is passing through web at midsection, that is 600 divided by 2 plus 200, bottom 600 divided by 2 plus 200, we got Y2, that is 500 mm. Now Y3, suppose the cable is passing through midsection of the bottom flange, hence 200 divided by 2, we got 100 mm, that is Y3. Y3 is 100 mm. Now put this value A1, A2, A3, Y1, Y2, Y3 in in this formula and calculate y bar. If we put values in this equation and calculate, we got y bar equals to 466 mm. Now total moment of inertia we have to find, that is I1 plus I2 plus I3. I1 is the moment of inertia for top flange. First of all, calculate one by one moment of inertia for top flange, that is BD cube upon 12 plus A1 H1 square. First of all, find H1, that is Y1 minus Y bar. Just now we have find Y1 and Y bar. Put this value in Y1 and Y bar, that is 860 minus 466. We got H1, that is 394 mm. Put this value in this equation and calculate I1. We got I1, that is 7.508 into 10 raised power of 9 mm raised to 4. It is the moment of inertia for top flange. Now calculate moment of inertia for bottom flange. I2 is equals to BD cube upon 12 plus A2H2 square. First of all, find H2, that is Y2 minus Y bar. Y2 is 500 minus Y bar, that is 466. We got H2 is 34 mm. Put this value in I2 and calculate I2. We got I2 equals to moment of inertia for the wave, that is 2.304 into 10 raised power of 9 mm raised to 4. Now calculate moment of inertia for the bottom flange, that is BD cube upon 12 plus A3H3 square. First find H3, Y3 minus Y bar, that is Y3 is 466 minus Y bar, that is 100, is equals to 366. Hence we get H3 equals to 366 mm. Put this value in I3, that is moment of inertia for bottom flange, and calculate this I3. We got I3 equals to 8.237 into 10 raised power of 9 mm raised to 4. Hence total moment of inertia of the I section, that is I equals to I1 plus I2 plus I3, that is moment of inertia for top flange plus moment of inertia for the wave plus moment of inertia for the bottom flange. If we add these three values, we got total moment of inertia I equals to 18.549 into 10 raised power of 9 mm raised to 4. Now sectional properties, we have to find ZT, that is section modulus at top fiber. We know the formula to calculate section modulus at top fiber, that is I divided by YT. First of all, find YT equals to Y minus Y bar, total depth minus Y bar, that is 920 minus 466. We get YT, distance of top fiber from centroid of the section is 454 mm, and total moment of inertia is 18.549 into 10 raised power of 9 divided by YT, that is 454. If we calculate this, we got answer 40.85 to 10 raised power of 6 mm cube. Now section modulus at bottom fiber, that is I divided by YB. I is the total moment of inertia, YB is the depth of bottom fiber, that is YB. In unsymmetrical section, YB is equals to Y bar. Put this value in this equation. I is total moment of inertia, that is 18.549 into 10 raised power of 9 divided by YB, that is 466. If we calculate this, we got the answer 39.80 into 10 raised power of 6 mm cube. Now eccentricity is Y bar minus the cables are passing from 80 mm above the soffit is given in the problem. That's why Y bar minus that distance, that is 80, is equals to 386 mm. We got the eccentricity from this. Now calculate moment due to self-weight. We know the formula to calculate moment due to self-weight, that is cross-sectional area into density of concrete. We know density of concrete is 25 and cross-sectional area is the total cross-sectional area, that is A1 plus A2 plus A3. We find previous addition of this A1, A2, A3, that is 19.19800 into 10 raised power of minus 6 into density of concrete, that is 25. We got bending moment due to self-weight, that is 4.752 kilonewton per meter. Now bending moment due to dead load, we have to find. We know the formula. Bending moment due to dead load, WD L square divided by 8, that is equals to, just now we find self weight 4.752 into 10. L is the length of the span, that is 15 square divided by 8. If we calculate this, we got 133.65 kilonewton meter is the bending moment due to dead load. Now bending moment due to live load, that is WL into L square divided by 8. 10 is given, live load is given in the problem. Put this value, that is 10 into span length, that is 15 square divided by 8. If we calculate this, we got ML equals to 281.25 kilonewton meter. It is bending moment due to live load. Now stress calculation. Case 1, pre-stress plus self-weight is given in the problem. We have to calculate case 1. In that, first of all, find stress due to pre-stressing force at top and bottom, that is positive P upon A is equals to, we find pre-stressing force, that is 883.57 into 10 raised power of 3 divided by total area 198,000. If we calculate this, we got the answer 4.46 Newton per mm. This is stress due to pre-stressing force at top and bottom are same, that is 4.46 Newton per mm. Now calculate stress due to eccentricity at bottom. We know the formula to calculate stress due to eccentricity, that is minus P into E divided by ZT. Put these values in this equation and calculate. We got answer, that is minus 8.349 into minus 8.349 Newton per mm square. This is stress due to eccentricity at top. Now stress due to eccentricity at bottom, that is P into E divided by ZB is equals to, put the values and solve. We got answer 8.563 Newton per mm square. Now third, stress due to self-weight at top, that is MD upon ZT is equals to, bending moment for dead load is, we calculate just now, that is 133.65 into 10 raised power of 6 divided by ZT, section modulus of top fiber, that is 40.85 into 10 raised power of 6. If we calculate this, we got answer 3.271 Newton per mm square, that is stress due to self-weight at top. It is in compression. Now calculate stress due to self-weight at bottom, that is minus MD upon ZB is equals to minus 133.65 into 10 raised power of 6 divided by 39.8 into 10 raised power of 6. If we calculate this, we got the answer minus 3.357 Newton per mm square. This is stress due to self-weight at bottom. Now resultant stress means the addition of these three stresses, that is stress due to pre-stressing force plus stress due to eccentricity plus stress due to self-weight at top. Add three values, stress due to eccentricity at top plus stress due to stress due to pre-stressing force at top and stress due to self-weight at top, that is 4.46 minus 8.349 plus 3.271. We got the answer minus 0.618 Newton per mm square. Now resultant stress at bottom, that is 4.46 plus 8.568 minus 3.357 means addition of three stresses at bottom, that is stress due to pre-stressing force, that is 4.46 plus stress due to eccentricity, that is 8.568 minus stress due to self-weight, that is minus 3.357. We got the values 9.671. Now draw the diagram. This is the I section. Stress due to pre-stressing force, it is compression in nature. Same values 4.46 at top, 4.46 at bottom. plus stress due to eccentricity. At top we got the value minus 8.349, at bottom plus 8.568, plus stress due to self weight. At top 3.271, at bottom 3.357, and the resultant stresses are at top minus 0.618. We just calculate this value, and at bottom 9.671. This is the case 1. Now solve case 2, that is pre-stress plus self weight plus live load. In that we need to find just stress due to live load, because all the terms we calculate in case 1. Hence stress due to live load at top, that is ml upon zt, is equals to ml we calculate just now, bending moment due to dead load, that is 281.25 into 10 raised power of 6 divided by zt. Section modulus at top fiber, that is 40.85 into 10 raised power of 6. If we calculate this, we got the answer 6.3849. And stress due to live load at bottom, that is minus ml upon zb, is equals to minus 281.25 into 10 raised power of 6 divided by 39.306 into 10 raised power of 6. If we calculate this, we got the answer minus 7.066 Newton per mm square. Now resultant stresses for case 2, that is in case 1 we find total resultant stress, that is minus 0.618. In case 2 just live load is added, hence previous resultant stress plus pre-stress plus self weight plus live load is case 2. Hence live load is added, that is 6.3849. If we add this, we got 6.2669. Hence this is stress, resultant stress at top for case 2. Now resultant stress at bottom for case 2, that is first resultant stress we calculate 9.671. Add just live load, stress due to live load, that is minus 7.066 Newton per mm square. If we add this, we got 2.605. It is the resultant stress at bottom in Newton per mm square. The problem is over here. Draw a diagram same as that of this, just resultant stresses are 6.2669 and 2.605 Newton per mm square for case 2. In next lecture we will see another problem, that is unsymmetrical I section.